Serbia's Bogdan Bogdanovic out for EuroBasket with torn hamstring, Clippers' future in question. Serbian basketball fans and Los Angeles Clippers supporters were hit with troubling news this week as national team captain Bogdan Bogdanovic was ruled out for the remainder of EuroBasket with a torn hamstring. The injury not only leaves Serbia without one of its most reliable scorers and leaders, but also casts uncertainty over Bogdanovic's availability for the start of Clippers training camp and potentially the opening stretch of the NBA season. The incident occurred during Serbia's group play game against Portugal, when Bogdanovic drove hard to the rim late in the first half. He immediately reached for his hamstring and did not return to the court. After further medical evaluation with both Serbia staff and Clippers doctors involved, given that he is covered under the franchise's insurance policy, the decision was made that he would not play again in the tournament. Severity of the injury: the official diagnosis, a torn hamstring. While tear may sound severe, in medical terms every hamstring strain technically involves some degree of tearing. The severity is measured in grades. A grade 1 strain represents a minor tear that can heal relatively quickly, sometimes within a few weeks. A grade 2 tear means a more significant injury, often involving partial tearing of the muscle, which can sideline an athlete for several weeks to a few months. The worst-case scenario, a grade 3 tear, involves a complete rupture of the hamstring and can require surgery along with a lengthy recovery timeline. Reports suggest Bogdanovic's injury is more serious than a grade 1 strain, meaning the chances of him returning later in the tournament were already off the table. If it turns out to be a grade 2 or grade 3 injury, his absence could extend into NBA training camp in October, and possibly delay his season debut with the Clippers. For a team looking to integrate its new roster pieces and build chemistry early, that could present a challenge. Novak Djokovic shows support. The news of Bogdanovic's injury drew attention beyond basketball circles. Serbian tennis legend and US Open contender Novak Djokovic revealed that he reached out to his compatriot immediately after learning of the setback. "The moment I read that he was injured, I contacted him immediately," Djokovic said. "I called him again, and he told me that unfortunately it was a more serious injury. I gave him some suggestions, ways he might be able to speed up his recovery, but it doesn't seem to be helping this time." Djokovic's words reflect the deep sense of unity among Serbian athletes, who often support one another across different sports on the global stage. His outreach also underscores Bogdanovic's importance as both a player and a symbol of Serbian basketball excellence. Serbia pushes on without their captain despite the setback. Serbia has managed to remain undefeated in group play. Before going down, Bogdanovic had contributed 11 points on 4 of 5 shooting in Serbia's opening victory over Estonia, followed by 7 points and 5 rebounds in the game against Portugal before his injury. In his absence, Serbia leaned on Nikola Jokic, their undisputed superstar, and a deep supporting cast to secure a win over Latvia, improving to 3-0 in the tournament and booking a place in the round of 16. With Jokic in MVP form and a strong group of role players stepping up, Serbia continues to be listed among the favorites to contend for the EuroBasket title. Still, losing Bogdanovic, a sharpshooter, playmaker, and vocal leader, is no small blow. As team captain, Bogdanovic wasn't just another scorer. He brought experience, composure, and leadership by example. Having been voted captain by his teammates, his absence will be felt in huddles, in the locker room, and during clutch moments when Serbia needs someone to steady the group. Implications for the Clippers: from the Clippers' perspective, the injury raises difficult questions heading into the 2025-26 season. Los Angeles made a concerted effort this offseason to bolster its roster depth and remain competitive in a stacked Western Conference. Bogdanovic, who signed with the Clippers this summer, was expected to bring perimeter scoring, floor spacing, and valuable playoff experience to a team built around Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. If Bogdanovic is sidelined for training camp, and possibly into the early part of the season, the Clippers may need to adjust their rotations. Young players or fringe contributors could see expanded roles, while the coaching staff may experiment with different lineups until Bogdanovic returns. For a franchise that has often battled injury concerns with its stars, losing another key piece, even temporarily, is far from ideal. Looking ahead, hamstring injuries can be unpredictable, and recovery often depends on the player's body, the treatment plan, and how cautiously the medical staff handles the rehabilitation. For now, the priority will be for Bogdanovic to rest, undergo treatment, and focus on a gradual return to full strength. Serbia, meanwhile, will attempt to keep its championship hopes alive without its captain. With Jokic leading the way, they remain one of the most dangerous teams in the tournament, but their margin for error has certainly narrowed. For Bogdanovic, the injury represents yet another hurdle in a career that has already featured its share of ups and downs. At 32, he remains one of Europe's finest players and an important NBA contributor. How quickly he can recover from this torn hamstring will not only shape Serbia's morale but also influence the Clippers' fortunes as they chase contention in a highly competitive NBA landscape.